everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
There we go. Here we are. Oh, Jesus. Tonight has been quite an interesting night with the pre-show. I don't know what happened. Tracks kind of went out of place. Some tracks didn't play. The webcam isn't zoomed in like it's supposed to be. I blame the heat wave. Anywho, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 637. I'm Dijon Mess.
And I am Mako-chan.
And we are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. So, Mako-chan, how are you doing tonight?
It's hot as hell.
I'm kind of feeling it. It's like that meme of the kid with, like, I guess he's having, like, a hay fever attack, and his mouth's open, and the caption is like, I'm feeling it. I'm gonna say this right now. I suffer through the heat every year doing this show for the last 5 or 6 years, and I've gotten used to it. And some of you are probably saying, "Why are you getting used to the heat? Where's your air conditioning?" Well, I do have an air conditioner. I only put it in the window during the summertime. Since the air conditioner is right above the monitor here where the window is, I can't have it running while I'm doing the show, or else you will hear it. What I used to do was there's a table over there on this off to the side, and I would put it all the way over as far as I could, and I'd have a big old floor fan. I would have that running in my general direction, and sometimes the curtain over here, this blue curtain here, would be open and sometimes closed. That way I could be kind of cool. And the reason why that fan would be so far away is just so that so that it does not get picked up by the microphone. This is one of those types of microphones where it picks up everything around. Now, normally, most Twitch streamers will have the type of microphone where you gotta be really up close to it, but y'all watch the stream. Y'all see how far back I am. You see how I bounce around in the chair. And I think there was a and I think I actually had one of those. It didn't work for the way I wanted it to, so I sent it back. So there's that. And I have my water to get me through this heatness, because we have a heat wave coming in soon, if not right now.
Yeah, it's going on between now and the 20th.
That's why I'm only going to be out tomorrow when I absolutely need to, which is, I'll get into that a little bit later. So, anywho, we are live tonight, week of June 18th, 2024, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live from Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m., and we appreciate you sticking around and enjoying the pre-show. Again, something went wrong with my playlist, which is why I was kind of off kilter, so I apologize for that. But we're here now, so we're going to go ahead and have ourselves a grand old time. You can always find us here on Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at vognetwork.com, and you can always find them on Twitch as well. You find them under Twitch TV/Vog Network. They kick things off on Sundays at 8 p.m. with the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And come hang out in our Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through, hang out, and have a damn good time with us. So now that we got that out the way, we're gonna move along and go with how was your day, how was your week. So, Mako-chan, how was your day and how was your week?
It's been a day.
I believe it. I believe it.
It's only Tuesday, and it has definitely been a week. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't do much of anything. Yeah, I really didn't do much of anything. I have read a lot of smut.
When
That's how my week was.
when don't you read smut?
When I'm sleeping,
And then you just manifest it in your dreams.
pretty much.
There you go.
Try to.
uh,
Did
Anywho,
you see my message?
what message?
I can't go to that convention because I'm dog sitting.
Which one?
The one that we were gonna meet up
Oh, damn.
Sunday.
Put-
Yeah, so now I'm dog sitting.
Put the dog in your car and let's roll with it.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna work.
Well, then I will reach out to the squad and see for myself. So, I'll get into that convention just in a week. So, anywho, 1 second here. If it's should be only 30 seconds. So it seems that somebody in our chat room here is mentioning about an ad that's playing on top of us. Well, I did make some adjustments. If you are subbed to the channel, you should not have to deal with additional ads. If you're not, all I like to say is please sub to the channel, and you can hang out with us and chat with us and participate with us completely ad free. If it's still happening, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Figure out some tools on the back end. So, anywho, as for my weekend day, work's been work. I'm looking forward to this Friday, not just because of Shenanigans, which is a 2-day convention, but we have Summer Fridays, so that's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. That means I go in at 9 o'clock, I leave at 1 o'clock, get paid for the full 8 hours, blase, blase. So between my what little free time I have, which I used to have a lot of free time, it cut down a lot because I'm using that free time to look at apartments. And I looked at one on Sunday, which meant I had to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning because I had to go see the doctor. But because I switched insurances, I had to wait. And I had to come back. And I have to call them and see if there's any issues with my new insurance. Because if they don't take my insurance, I'm going to really be pissed off about that. So it is what it is. So there's that. I went and looked at the apartment, and there's actually somebody living there now, but they're moving out, and everything's all boxed up. And the best part is I'm seeing how the dressers are, the beds are. I'm like, this can work. It's because sometimes when you look at an apartment and it's like you think the room is big, but not as big. But then when you look at it and you see like the furniture is there, you're like, oh, okay, I think this will work. So me and my roommate sent the real estate agent everything over. So we are hoping to get approved and I can start moving stuff in. I have somebody who said they're willing to help me move stuff in. So, which means I can actually go back to packing. And the thing is, I have not packed since my first initial move because this studio is small. The studio apartment is small. I don't have any room to pack stuff. And what I would like to do is once I know I'm officially moving, I can move stuff. I can pack up stuff in the dressers and move boxes around and stuff like that. It'll make things easy so I can get up, go to the bathroom and come back to bed, go shower, all that good stuff. So that's the only thing I'm focused on about the move. So I'm hoping to hear back by tomorrow. Everything's all good because everything is kind of good. And another thing is Mako had mentioned earlier about a convention she's not able to go to. There's a con coming that she's not able to go to, which is next month. It's Contropolis. It's becoming like a new chain of conventions. It's from the people behind Rhode Island Anime Con and Rhode Island Comic Con. They have one in PA. I think they're having one inaugural one in Jersey. They have one in New Hampshire, and it's basically, I think they have some panels, but it's mostly guests that are there. So originally we were planning to go, but then what happened was I couldn't go because my cousin's getting married that weekend. So alternate plans. I thought maybe in the back of my mind, okay, I go back with my friend back to her place, and this Sunday we go to the con. Then I realize I'll probably be too tired, so I won't even bother. This morning I get up and I see a message from Evite, and I'm thinking, okay, my cousin's reminding people to go take a look at the registry, not to click on the sponsored ads on the Evite page for stuff. So I look at the message. It's not it has nothing to do with that. It says the event is postponed until further notice. So I'm just like, what? The wedding's been canceled? Okay. All right. Guess that means I can make it to the con. So we'll see how that goes. My cousin is supposed to call me later tonight when she gets off her shift, and she's gonna tell me everything, so I can be like, oh, all right. Maybe I don't have to go down there and smack my cousin-in-law around or something like that. I don't know. Anywho, enough about that. We're going to get into some housekeeping notes here. I want to let you know that VODs are available on our YouTube page, youtube.com/anime jam session. VODs, aka our video podcasts. The episodes are available to Thursdays at 12 p.m. This is perfect if you're not, if you don't sub to the channel, or if you want to see stuff that's past what's available in the archives on Twitch. If you want, but I believe it's like last 2 or 3 years that's available, so enjoy them while you can. So that's greatly appreciated. Also, I want to let you know some upcoming conventions. This weekend is Shenanigans. It's from the people that run DerpyCon. It's a 21 plus convention. There are still some tickets left, so get in on that. It's only $50. It's June 22nd and 23rd at the Hilton Parsippany on Parsippany, New Jersey. And just so you know, if you happen to go in Friday, there'll be some vendors open Friday night, and then there are some that will be vending from their room. Now, some of you are probably thinking, vending from their room? Did they get screwed out of a vendor's table? No. It's nothing like that. There are some 21 plus conventions where people will sell from their room. And it's like sometimes it's set up like there's a specific wing of the hotel where you walk through and all the vendors are there, but it's still their hotel rooms. Let's see what else is it. There are some like Comic Cons that do that. There are some Gen Cons that do that as well. It's kind of cool. So it's sort of like when you're walking down the hallway of the hotel rooms, it's like going through a mall in a way. It's kind of cool. It's it, and that's that. Also, the following weekend, June 29th and 30th, we have Undiscovered Realm Comic Con at the Westchester County Center in White Plains, New York. If you are a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I would recommend that you go. That's that for that. Let's take a look at the list here. Okay, that's taken care of. Now we're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show where we talk more about the geekier aspects of our life, like what cool stuff that we've been up to, what geek stuff we've been watching, interacting with, stuff, cool geek stuff you want to show off. And Mako-chan is showing off something that I figured she'd wait till the holidays, but I guess not.
Yeah, no, why would I wait? It's Snoop on a stoop.
If I had thought about it, I have some instrumental playing in the background.
Yeah, so the other week we had our redo of Christmas.
Yep.
Since I was, sick and couldn't hang out with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend got me Snoop on a Stoop, which is very fitting, and once my bar is done, Snoop will be going on the bar.
Gotcha. I too have a Snoop on the stoop, but it's still in the bag. I'm taking it to work because what I did last year was I went out and bought I have a little LED tree, and I brought it to work, and I plugged it in. And I just left it running. And that's what I'm going to do. As soon as like December 1st rolls around, I'm taking the tree out of the box, I'm setting it up, and I'm putting Snoop right next to it. So that's going to be fun.
My tree is still up.
Yeah, but did you take the lights off of it?
The lights are always on it.
But is it plugged in and turned on?
It's plugged in.
Now,
I'm going to be decorating it with um like just random keychains and stuff like that. So it's be a fandom tree.
there's nothing wrong with that. Then again, I also have my 3 Christmas things up. I keep up year round. Like, I have a, which I need to put in the wash. I have a Venus Christmas stocking I got from the ladies at Starlit Creations, and you should check them out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Starlit Creations. Check them out. Another friend of mine sent me a Venus ornament, which hangs up there, and then I think I was at, I forget what I was at. I think RetroCon, and I picked up some like holiday senshis plushies where the person kind of decided to charge me extra tax, asshole. Anywho, I have the Venus one hanging up here, so I kind of leave them hanging up all year round. So then again, there are some places in this country where you drive around, people still have their stuff up all year round, and I'm just like, well, I look at it this way: if I had a house and I would have programmable lights up. And I keep up all year round, and depending on the time of the year, I would have them up, and they would be rotating in certain colors. So,
Mm-hmm.
and as Pod Culture says on Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, he puts Funko Pops up on a tree for a couple of years. That's cool. Um, Back at my old apartment, we had what was called the hentai tree. Now, before you go too far with this, at the time, my roommate was selling hentai games from JList. So what we did one year was we took a bunch of H games that were still in the case, and we just kind of hung them around the tree and took a picture of it. Picture is somewhere. I don't know if I still have it or
Remember
not.
that.
So say what?
I remember that.
Yeah, it's probably on my Facebook somewhere, and I don't know if I can find it because it's like if you up, it's like timeline photos and mobile photos you can only view from the app, and you can't view them from the browser. Such bullshit. Anywho, enough about that. Let's get into actually one more thing I want to show off. Oh, I really am off my game tonight. I really am. Because I didn't even talk about, the rest of my geek week. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Read backwards. All right. I'm trying to refresh. Come on, you shit. All right. We're on this. All right, here we go. All right. I wanted to show 2 more things, and then we'll get into tonight's news. So, I had mentioned from a couple weeks back, I had gone to Long Island trading card game convention, and there were a lot. This was a pretty huge dealer's room, but then again, they were selling mostly trading cards and Funko Pops. So I walked through there and I bought 3 pops. One for me, one for Mako, and one for my friend Kelly, which I have to put in the box and ship and make sure that she gets this one because the other one that I sent her is stuck in the office of the apartment building that she lives in, and they haven't even told her to come pick it up, and it's been sitting there for a couple of weeks. Such BS. So yeah. So I actually have one. Do I have one Steven Universe Funko Pop, and it's who is it? Amethyst. Yes, I can see from where I'm standing, Amethyst. And I have that cased and sealed and signed. I have 2 other favorite gems. Peridot and what's the name of the blue one? Why do I keep forgetting her name?
The blue one?
The blue gem. Peridot's roommate.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
lapis lazuli. Yes, yes, lapis lazuli. Those are the two other pops that I want. So, anywho, when I was out, I walked around. I came across this, a Peridot Funko Pop already in the box and everything. Now,
Nice.
yeah, one of the things I do when I go to buy something, I go looking on Amazon and see if I can find it cheaper. In this case, I could not. Then again, most Steven Universe pops are going for like 50 and $60 on there, but whatever. So I went ahead and bought Peridot. And what was interesting was the guy I bought it from said he told me that the pop used to belong to his ex-fiance. So either he was being petty and vengeful, or she must have really hurt him.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
I'll accept that. And also, as you know, for the month of Pride, I always wear my Pride shirts. Granted, I should wear them year round, and I think I'll start doing that. But for this week, I am wearing one of my favorite shirts, Pride or not, and I'm going to stand up, and it says Pride Power Make Up, and it has the senshi wands and the proper colors of the Pride flag, not the new one, but the old one. So you have Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Neptune, I believe Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. Did I get that right? I hope I got that right, because two people might come after me with their wands and beat me senseless with it. Oh, Tabby Cat says Saturn, so that could be it. So I think it might be Neptune, no, Uranus, Neptune, and then Saturn. So now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and get into our first story here. Maka, you want to kick things off?
Sure. Let me pull that up.
Mm-hmm. Our first story it's an update on an article we talked about last week about the cyber attack that Kadokawa had to deal with. So at least we know what's going on.
They have a temporary website up right now,
Mm-hmm.
and they issued a statement on Friday. Basically, they announced that they are continuing suspension of Dwango subsidiaries Nico Nico video service following the cyber attack. The company is temporarily suspending Nico Nico services in order to fully investigate the circumstances surrounding the incident, which is predicted to take about a month.
Yeah, because I'm on the site, I'm on the page now, and it's up here. It's here too. Yeah, it redirects you to tp.kadokawa.ko.jp.
So Kadokawa also acknowledged other business operations were affected, including publication, merchandise, and accounting systems. So this is going to cause a delay in the release of some publications and merchandise.
That's not good.
Yeah. So Kadokawa stated that after confirming the outages were due to a wide-scale cyber attack, including the use of ransomware, it immediately set up an emergency task force to investigate and restore services to affected servers. For those that don't know, ransomware is a malware that encrypts data or data services, then demands victims make payment to restore them.
Yep.
The attack seems to have been focused on Nico Nico services.
That actually happened to my old roommate. After I set him up with everything he needs for protection, I don't know what he did, but it happened, and he paid the $500. I don't know if he got his data unencrypted or not, because I always told him to make sure your stuff's backed up online. It's kind of funny. Like sometimes I'll get like those random spam emails saying that they have been spying on me through my webcam, and if I don't put money in their BitLocker, they're going to like release the video to the world. I'm like, you talk to me as if I care. Because you didn't. And besides, there's a cap on my webcam. So after every time I use said webcam, I just close the cap up. That's all.
Yeah, so While the company is still investigating the full extent of the damages, it did reveal that the attack had managed to reach the internal network,
Ooh.
leading to the shutdown and lack of access to internal systems. Nico Nico services rely on public data servers as well as Kadokawa's private servers, with the latter being the target of the attack. Despite the company shutting down its own servers to isolate the damage, the cyber attack's perpetrator was observed to be remotely restarting those servers to continue the malware spread. So, to stop that, the staff had to physically disconnect the server's power and communication cables. Employees at the company's Zabukiza offices were also prohibited from entering the premises, and internal networks and services were shut down. So the police were notified of the situation on June 9th, and external specialists were consulted. Kadokawa also notified the Kanto Local Financial Bureau. So Nico Nico's video and live streaming services rely on the public cloud servers and were not directly affected by the attack. The system controlling the live streaming service, however, is on a private company-held server, so access to time-shifted media may not be available. A list of the suspended services now include Nico Nico Doga, Nico Nico live streaming, Nico Nico channels, and other services within the Nico Nico family. Nico Nico account login to external servers, music monetization, Dwango ticket, select Dwango JP store services, remote and prep school, the services for the remote learning N and S high schools have already been restored. Any leak of personal data, including credit card information, has not been confirmed as of June 14th, but investigation is still ongoing. Kadokawa cannot confirm a date for when full services will be restored, as the investigation is still ongoing. However, they are estimating that it will take over a month. Services will be restored gradually during the time. Nico Nico Premium members and paid members of channels will be compensated for the months of June and July. Nico Nico channel operators will be compensated for their earnings during this time as well. All scheduled programming on Nico Nico will be canceled until the end of July. A temporary version of Nico Nico, titled Nico Nico Doga Rikari, roughly translated Nico Nico Video Rewind temporary name, has been set up as of this past Sunday. Users can view videos and leave comments. A reduced lineup consisting of many popular videos from 2007 will be available on the website for free viewing. The Nico Nico manga services are expected to return to operation by the end of June. So yeah, it's a shit show for those that work and use it and all of that fun stuff. Because it also affected Kadokawa's other business operations, it includes the suspension of the domestic print ordering system, digital production, and digital logistics. So the resulting suspension of orders, reduction in production output, and delays in physical distribution is leading to a drop in publication releases, as some support systems for domestic editing and production of print and digital publications have been suspended. Kadokawa projects delays in some new publications and reprints. In turn, online merchandise orders for stores under the Kadokawa umbrella are also affected, as some systems cannot receive and ship orders. So, yeah.
Everything ties together. That's what it is. Like, some companies will have, okay, yes, your login will get you access to all of this, but on the back end, it's not tightly integrated. It's pushed off to another server, this, and that. So if something goes down, they can isolate and everything else can still function. It's like when I worked at Fresh Direct, and what they did was they had like a carting system for the groceries. Everything comes together to one cart. Like, to put all your food in. That rail area would just back up, and people have to go up there and push the carts down the rails to finish it up. So there wasn't no back road, no alternate. So it was just all one. So it was just chaos. So that's probably what it is. Everything tied together through a centralized system. Whereas if it was decentralized, they could just isolate what they could and just keep going. So I feel for their IT department. I truly, truly do. Anywho, now we
Yeah,
got.
I definitely feel that.
Say what?
I said, yeah, I definitely feel that.
But the plus side, the sweet sweet OT, unless they're salaried in. Oops. Anywho,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about what's going on with Gainax and the debt totals. And I'm going to tell you this right now. It's a lot of money. As per the site Animenomics, ANIMEOMICS, they're saying, according to Tokyo Shoko Research, a Japanese data researcher, they're saying that Gainax owed around 380 million yen, which is equivalent to $2.42 million to 71 creditors before they went bankrupt. The company filed for bankruptcy on May 29th, and it was accepted by the Tokyo District Court on June 5th. Now, the company's lax money management, which explains that, because there's a saying, figures never lie and liars never figure. The money management and a large number of creditors come as less of a surprise following Gainax's initial statement last week. It described how the company had made large unsecured loans to individual executives after Hideaki Anno's newer studio, Kara, had stepped in to stabilize the situation. It was found that large amounts of undisclosed borrowing from banks were taking place at managerial level. Gainax had defaulted on debts to various companies, which led it to be sued by a debt collection company. Wow. Kawa released its own official statement, which we did talk about last week, regarding Gainax's bankruptcy. They're providing additional context in regards to that. A team was formed to prevent reputable damage to the works like Evangelion and others. Evangelion's reputation had particularly taken a hit following the arrest of Gainax's president for the sexual assault of a minor. Following media reports, Anno released an op-ed threatening legal action for any unfair association between his work and the then president. Anno assembled team include Kadokawa, King Records, Kara, the studio he owned, and Trigger, whose founder, Hiroyuki Imashi, who is the director of Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, and Cyberpunk Edge Runners, also previously worked at Gainax. At the very least, Kara's statement continued, we sought to resolve unpaid debts to studios, writers, and creators within the industry and prevent the loss of IPs and documents. Now, Cedarberry says it's sad when a company falls like this. Yes, it does. But it's a good thing that there is another company like that's connected to it to help make sure things kind of stabilize to a certain extent. As for the future of Gainax's IPs, many of them have already been transferred to other companies, while Kara is working on transferring the rest. Production IG now holds the rights to the long-running Furikuri anime, and please, don't do another series. The last two sucked. Trigger they have Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt after confirming the acquisition of the IP last year, and we'll be seeing a sequel to that real soon. Cannot wait. Some are saying it's a sequel. Some are saying it's a reboot, something like that. Either or, we're kind of hype about that, you know? All right, now we're hearing about another studio. We haven't gotten into if there's something going on with them, but they're transferring their anime productions to another company. So, what's going on with them, Mako?
Yeah, so Studio 3 Hertz announced on Monday that it has already transferred its animation planning and production business to A1 Pictures. The company added that its business will continue at A1 Pictures. They announced on their official Twitter account for the Sword Art Online alternative Gun Gale Online 2 anime, confirmed the same staff who have been working on the anime will continue to work on the anime at A1 Pictures. So it is still set to premiere in October. The studio has produced such anime as Princess Principal, Flip Flappers, Sword Art Online Alternative, Black Fox, Chidori, RSC, Dimension W, The Devil is a Part-Timer TV2, and The Devil is a Part-Timer TV3, Healer Girl, Celestial Method, The Marginal Service, A3 Summer, A3 Season Autumn and Winter, and A3 Season Spring and Summer. The company has also produced opening animation for games such as Wise 8, Lachrymose of
Ease 8, yeah.
Ease 8.
Mm-hmm.
Lachrymose of Dana, The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3, and Tokyo Xanadu.
Yeah. By the way, I've watched Princess Principal. This fell under the category of why the hell did I sleep on this anime? It is so good. And there are 3 movies out. I've watched the first one. I need to sit down and watch the other 2. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, so it does not say why they are transferring everything over, really. Just that they are transferring the animation planning and production to A1 Pictures.
I'm going to assume I don't think it's really a bad thing. Maybe it's more like with the work that they're doing and the team that's working on, they're like, you know what, since you're all doing like 99% of the bulk of the work, here, have the rest of it and y'all take the credit for it. Yeah, maybe they had too much on their hands. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. And now this one was way out of right field. Optimus Prime arrested for vehicular theft. Self-kidnapping much, maybe? I don't know. One of the seminal animated series of the 1980s is Transformers. Originally a vehicle, no pun intended, to push the toymaker Takara's transformable toys via Hasbro, the franchise has gone on to spawn nearly 30 animated properties in Japan and the US, 7 live-action feature films, several video games, and tons of toys. So most of us have a connection to the series, and not just any connection. One where a person renamed themselves after its characters. Yes, believe it or not, there are some people who may love a character or series so much, they will legally rename themselves. Like, I knew somebody who legally changed their name after a Vocaloid character. There was actually somebody in the anime fandom actually legally changed his name to Tenchi Masaki. Me personally, I would not rename myself to Ron Masao Tome. I get enough questions as it is. I don't need any more. Now, this person was arrested recently in Austin, Texas for, believe it or not, car theft. According to Fox 7 Austin, they reported that on June 8th, a man by the name of Optimus Prime, who named himself after the leader of the Autobots, was arrested for car theft in Austin, Texas. In its full report, Fox 7 Austin noted that 37-year-old Optimus Prime Blakely was arrested on suspicion of car theft and faces charges of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. There is a video available on their website at fox7austin.com. Now, this isn't the first time someone has been named after the Autobot leader from Transformers. WNYC, a local public radio station here in New York, reported back in 2009 that one Scott Edward Nall, a U.S. Army National Guard member who served in a firefighting rescue unit in Iraq, legally changed his name to Optimus Prime. The news of this reached Japan with blogs posting about it. One Hachima Kiko poster joked, roughly saying he was gathering allies. There is a Megatron Twitter account that goes by the name it's Megatron _Decept. And the title is Hakai Taite Megatron, which means Emperor of Destruction Megatron, personally proclaimed the following: People of Earth, today you must have woken up to the truth. Please take a good look at this and see why we Decepticons are forced to act evil. Yes, the Autobots were evil and the Decepticons were righteous. That is wild. And just so you know, in the Japanese versions of some Transformers shows animes, Galvatron is Megatron's older brother. And he turns into a tank. Anywho, that is something odd to see about a headline about Optimus Prime being arrested, since the first thing that comes to mind, at least, is the first generation design of the character. But knowing that there are people named after the Autobot, something like this was bound to happen, and who knows, maybe Optimus Prime Blakely will meet Ratchet, Bumblebee, Jetfire, Grimlock, or even RC as he waits for his arraignment. Oh, that is wild. That is wild.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's hilarious.
Oh, I know. It kind of reminds me of a meme that I saw a while back. You know, something about bearded guys acting a certain way. So my friend was like calling all of his bearded guys, and we all did like Transformer names and stuff like that. My friend who was Indian said, "Spice Rack checking in." And of course, I had to go in, yo, Optimus Prime here. Let's rev and roll and smoke him if you got him. Oh, man. All right. I think we have a couple more stories after this. All right. So now this was something I was not expecting to hear about. Sony buying Alamo Drafthouse.
Okay. Yeah, this was definitely not something that I had seen coming.
Neither did I, but then again, Sony does own a small chain of theaters, so.
Yeah. So Sony Pictures Entertainment announced on Wednesday that it has acquired the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema chain, as well as the chain's Fantastic Fest Film Festival, putting them under a new division under Sony Pictures Entertainment named Sony Pictures Experience. In its announcement, they noted that Sony's Crunchyroll anime streaming service and brand aligns well with the cinema chain's audience. So Michael Kusterman will remain CEO of Alamo Drafthouse, which will continue to operate all of its 35 locations, as well as the Fantastic Fest Film Festival. So the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema is the 7th largest theater chain in North America in terms of box office revenue. The theaters are known for their eclectic and diverse selection of films, screening genre films, cult classic films, B-movies, or independent films. The cinemas are also known for serving food and alcoholic beverages during the film and for strictly maintaining a noise and phone etiquette throughout a screening. They did file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy back in March of 2021, but they emerged from bankruptcy later that year in June. Last week, the chain closed all of its theaters in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as 2 is 1, 1 is none LLC, the franchisor for those theaters in the area, filed for bankruptcy.
And from what I've heard, because I know someone that used to work for Alamo, Sony is in talks to acquiring that franchiser's theaters and reopening them.
Well, I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yes. Now, I'm going to assume. Now, here's the thing. Now, we all know whenever there is an anime featurette, 9 times out of 10, it's coming from Funimation. And Funimation makes deals with movie theater chains for certain films to be shown. Now, this is what I see happening. Now that Funimation is under Crunchyroll and has been rebranded as Crunchyroll, those of you who remember Singular, SBC, and AT&T, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. So, this is what I see happening. When there are new anime featurettes happening, it's not going to be at the local, like the theaters that you know of. Most of them is going to be happening at Alamo Drafthouses. That's where you're going to have to start going. And if there isn't one near you, maybe they'll still do the local theaters. If they don't do that, it's going to be Alamo Drafthouses and the local theaters as well. What I also see happening is I have a feeling they're going to probably revamp their Sony Pictures chain to make them a little fancy like Alamo's, and we'll see. I actually have to watch. I've never been to an Alamo Drafthouse. I really should check their listings to see if there's a movie there I want to take a look at.
Yeah, because there's one right in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's actually near downtown Brooklyn. I've passed it a couple of times. I know there's one in Lower Manhattan as well. So, okay, now we're going to get into our final story of the night about voice actress unit Iris, and I have not read the article yet, so I'm hoping that there is an American. This is going to be English subtitled or something like that, because I think this would be kind of cool. So it seems that voice actor, or I'd like to prefer to say actress unit Iris is releasing a documentary film September of this year. And to go back to our previous story, CW says, asks if there's a Alamo Drafthouse in Tarrytown or White Plains. I don't think it's in neither one. I know there is one in Yonkers and up in Ridge Hill. That much I do know. So let's get back to our article here. The 5-member voice actress idol unit Iris, their first documentary film called Live and Documentary Movie Iris on Stage, is scheduled to debut in Japan of this year, September. It'll be the final phase of their 10th anniversary project launched in 2022. On the official film's official website, which has opened, there is a teaser trailer that is available and a poster visual. The tagline for the poster reads, "We live for our lives as idols." The unit was originally formed by the 6 winners of the first Anasan vocal audition held by Avex and 81 Produce back in August of 2012. They then released their first single, Color, on November 7th of that year. After one of its founding members, Azuki Shibuya, left the unit at the end of March of 2021 in order to pursue her own solo career, they have been working as a 5-member unit consisting of Himika Akinya, Yu Sariza, Miyu Kubota, Saki Yamakita, and Yuki Wakai. Following the anime feature film Iris the Movie Full Energy, released in May, basically last month, live and documentary movie Iris on Stage will be produced as their first live-action feature film. The film includes rare, never-before-told interviews with each member about their struggles, setbacks, and passion for live performances, as well as their legendary live performance footage that has been shared with their fans. Additionally, their 12th anniversary live concert is set to be held at the PIAA Arena MM in Kanagawa Prefecture on November 4th of this year. Ticket pre-sales for the fan club members will be accepted from June 16th at 9:30 to June 30th at 11:59 JST time. With a capacity of 12,000, the concert hall is the largest venue in their career. The announcement video for the concert is now being streamed on their official YouTube channel. And for those of you who don't know what it is, let me pause this. It is youtube.com. Just look up Iris. Evidently, they're not, I don't know if you know, but there's a point where you create a YouTube channel, you have the option to rename the channel after your name, or if you did, it gives like a generic series of numbers or some shit like that. So it's along those lines. Let me close this out real quick. I wonder if their feature film is streaming on Crunchyroll. That'd be kind of cool. All right, I'm checking myanimelist.net right now. Um, it's I guess it's only available on their website. Actually, no. I'm clicking on the link to their website and it's gone. Wait, hold no, it's finally loading. It's finally loaded. Okay, it looks like it's still in theaters, so it's not being streamed just yet. So hopefully Crunchyroll will get the rights and show it. Who knows? Go ahead and close these all out. And now we're at the part of the show that y'all really stick around for and have fun with. Meanwhile, in Japan. All right, we only have 2 articles here tonight. So, Mako, which one are you taking?
It doesn't really matter to me.
All right. I'll take the first story then.
Okie dokie.
So, what we're going to talk about is a drink that turns into jelly in your stomach. Now, I remember years ago seeing advertisements for like these quote unquote diet pills that make you less full. You take this pill and it's supposed to fill your it kind of fills your stomach up so you're not hungry and it doesn't make you want to eat. I've seen those commercials, but I never had any of those things. It was kind of interesting. So that's what we're going to talk about. And if this stuff is good and as legit as they say they do, I may have to import a case of them. So Morinaga releases a hunger management drink that turns into jelly in your stomach. Talk about Hunger Games in a can. A lot of jobs these days are sedentary, which can result in a dangerous combination of excessive snacking and inadequate exercise. Basically means an office job where you're not really walking around, you're just at your desk for most time. If you're in IT like me, you understand this. It would be nice to have the luxury to eat less and get out more. A lot of people simply can't while chained to their workstations. I'm lucky because whenever my watch goes off, I actually get up and walk around. I go up to the third floor, up to the top floor, and basically walk around and make my way back down to my desk to kind of keep things going. If I have time to do so, there are times the tickets just keep rolling in. It's just. But now, food wizards at Morinaga have developed what they call a hunger management product that might help curb the urge to splurge on snacks. It's called Intansan and has the unusual property of going down the hatch like a drink and then turning into jelly while inside your stomach, thus making you feel full. Tansan is the Japanese word for carbonated because this is sold as a canned carbonated beverage, even though the In brand is famous for its fortified jelly packets. The drink is specially formulated to react with strong acid, such as that found in your stomach, to solidify into jelly. In addition, the carbonated bubbles still in the drink get locked inside the jelly, making it much more bulky. Intansan comes in lemon and grapefruit and having 0 calories. The lemon flavor is also low in calories, with the use of palatinose as a sweetener. Both drinks are caffeine-free and contain GABA as a stress reliever to help further reduce cravings for snacks while under pressure. Reaction from online comments have been overwhelmingly positive, with everyone looking for an easy way to stave off hunger without actually eating something. Wow, I can't believe there's such a convenient food like that. Can I prevent myself from getting drunk by drinking this first? I'm really curious about this. It's low in calories and fills you up. I'm on a diet, so this would be helpful. I'm going to look for it. This isn't just a lot of hot air either. But since the initial release of this product on June 4th, it's been selling out all over, including on Amazon Japan. Actually, Amazon Japan is the other place where you can get it. People are really clamoring to get some of this stuff. The only other option is to get a job at Morinaga headquarters in Tokyo, where they offer Intansan to help improve the work environment there. That might take a little longer than getting it on Amazon, though. And as Bonzobo 6 says, if I recall, GABA was an ingredient for Four Loko. Well, now.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that would feel like in your stomach.
You know what? You know what it kind of feels like. You know when you get to that point when you're eating and you just feel full. It's like you feel your stomach is full. That feeling. It would probably be something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's just gonna fully solidify, then it's you're supposed to like chew your food. So for it to solidify in your stomach, it's just gonna be this solid block.
I don't think it would be fully solidified, but I think it'll just be just there, and eventually it'll just dissolve over time.
Yeah, I would have to, get the internal sciency kind of crap on how the hell it works.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just a little weird sounding to me.
No, it does sound. It is kind of weird sounding too. But it's still kind of cool though. Sometimes
I mean,
science
definitely
is awesome.
cool if
Yep.
it worked right.
Oh. All right, Mako. Tell the fans about this last story.
Yeah, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
a man in Osaka is suspected of, I guess, impersonating a police officer.
Which is something not new per se, and it's something we have actually discussed on this podcast in this segment.
Yeah, so a woman in her 20s was standing outside while trying to invite passerbys to come into the restaurant she worked at for a drink or five. The practice is known as kiyakuhiki, which is customer drawing, and is commonly done but is also technically a violation of municipal ordinances in many parts of Japan, such as Osaka. This means that there aren't really any substantial punishments on its own, but it allows police to pursue an investigation into the businesses doing it, as they are sometimes illegal themselves. So it would seem that the suspect was relying on the general legal ambiguity surrounding it when he approached the woman wearing a suit and a necktie that read police, and telling her that he was with the Osaka Prefectural Police. He then explained that what she was doing was against the law and could result in a fine of 500,000 yen, which is about $3,200. But if she just gave him whatever money she had, he wouldn't arrest her. So the woman went into the restaurant to speak with her manager, who immediately called the real police. But by the time they stepped out of the restaurant, the suspect had fled the scene.
Mm.
An investigation was launched, which led the authorities to 36-year-old Ken Taminaga of Setsu City, Osaka Prefecture. Upon searching his home, police found a necktie with police markings on it. However, it's important to note that the tie they found said Kisetsucho, which is the national police agency. If we backtrack to the night of the incident, that would be like saying you're NYPD while pointing to a necktie that reads FBI. So the guy is denying the allegations against him and said they got their facts wrong. Police are currently investigating to see if he's implicated in any other incidences. So readers were largely delighted to see that, the comedy spirit in Osaka lives on.
Mm-hmm.
Others are just dying to figure out what the tie actually looked like. Maybe she'd have believed him if he tattooed police on his forehead. I wonder if he tried it before and it actually worked. I think we should let this guy free just to see what he tries next. As luck would have it, the police have since revealed the necktie to the media, but sadly, it is rather official looking and not nearly as crappy as many may have imagined. He also had badges for the Osaka Prefectural Police, but not the same as official ones. Um, so this does raise another interesting point. The
Mm-hmm.
victim specifically noted that he used his tie to identify himself. But in the video, all of the police markings are on the reverse side of it. So this would suggest that when introducing himself, he apparently must have pulled his tie all the way up to reveal the police embroidery underneath. In the end, hopefully we can all learn that when somebody approaches you claiming to be a police officer, make sure to see both their tie and their socks to make sure that they're the real deal. Yeah.
Womp, womp, womp. All right. One more thing before we get out of here. There's something that's been popping up on my Facebook timeline. Few people have posted this, and it seems like a blanket statement when it comes to cosplay, but it's also more of a gray area to me. So I am going to see if I can paste this in. If it'll let me. This is a long ass string. Thanks a lot, Facebook. So, huh? Still won't let me view it. Let's do it this way. All right, there we go. Let's change the width to change that to 600. Okay. All right, let's adjust the height more. Huh? No. Bring this down to. All right, there we go. And I can show it off here. It's on the small side. And it basically says, I don't get cosplayers who are competitive or possessive of characters. We're both planning the same costume. Great. Let's do it together and hang. One of us did it first. Awesome. Let's share costume and makeup tips. Okay. I understand where the person is going with this, and I get that. And at the bottom it says, it's a hobby. It ain't a competition. My brother in Christ, it's a hobby and a competition. For some, cosplaying is a friendly competition. Others, it is hardcore. You have people who enter in masquerades just for fun, just to see how well they can push themselves and compete against other people. And I think that's great. You win, you win. You lose, you lose. You learn from that and you move on. Then you got those who are competing to make themselves known. They want to win so many masquerades that they become a household name and become an E-list celebrity. So, healthy competition is a good thing. I'm all for that. Being possessive of the character, not so much, because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be competing with you. So why get upset? Why get upset about that? Just roll with the punches. Like Marco can tell you, I can tell you. Back in our early cosplaying days, we knew somebody who swore they were the living embodiment of Usagi Tsukino. And let's just say, if she found out if you were also cosplaying her or Sailor Moon, oh, she would send her army right after you for it. I have seen her do this to a couple of people, and it ain't fun.
Just let people do
Mm-hmm.
what they want to do.
Yeah.
Let them like what they want to like. If it's not how you want to do things, then that's perfectly fine.
Right.
But, you know, it's not the be all end all of any of that crap.
Yeah. I mean, because if it wasn't a competition, there wouldn't be cosplay masquerades at conventions where they're handing out prizes, cash, and prizes. Okay. Anywho, now that I got that out of my system, I think it's time for us to wrap up the show. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah, because it's getting a little warm up in here, just a little.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. Well, we're going to tell you what we like and don't like straight off the bat. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We are here to believe you. Check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you'll find our weekly podcast, cosplay tips and tricks, anime reviews, editorials, cosplay interviews, links to our YouTube page and Facebook page of convention videos, cosplay photos, and a whole lot more. Check it all out at animejamsession.com. And if you like our show, please check out our podcast. Check out some of our older episodes. We would love it if you go in and give us a review. Cool stuff like that. We appreciate that. You can find our podcast equivalent of this show on Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever app you use to download your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's all Anime Jam Session. So follow us and know so you know when we're going live, when we have new articles up, new stories up, photos, videos, a whole lot more. And those of you who went to Castle Point Anime Convention, those photos are up at Anime Jam Session at facebook.com/Anime Jam Session. So definitely check them out. Let's see, what else is there do I have? Oh, our tip jar. If you're watching us live, down low is a link to our Stream Elements, Streamlab, and Ko-Fi. If you want to send us a few dollars, we greatly appreciate that. If not, you can cheer us on with bits. You can also sub to the channel and give out gift subs as well. Every little bit counts, and we really appreciate that. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako.
It is hot as hell, and I am looking forward to going back into my room.
Yeah, hot as hell, huh? Your dad must not be too thrilled about that, huh?
No, not really.
My last words is, throw me your, like Goku said, give me all your energy for the Genki Dama, and instead of a Genki Dama, this new apartment. I'm hoping that we get it, because I don't mind being here, but I'm ready to go. So that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Ari will be here. We'll be talking about Shenanigans. Let's see. I'm looking at the schedule. It'll be Mako, it'll be me, and it'll be Ari. So we'll all be here. Will you be here? We hope that you do. So we're getting out of here. So I'm Ranma.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We're out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!